Dear students, in this session I will explain linear transformations. Linear transformations is a third unit of 5th B paper. 5th B paper is titled as Linear Algebra. Linear Algebra. In this third unit is linear transformations. Linear transformations. See the title, linear transformations. Transformation means change, alteration. Linear, single condition, one or linear, that is linear. So what is linear transformations? First to know about vector space homomorphism. Vector space homomorphism. Homomorphism. The word homomorphism you have learned in group theory, ring theory also. So in group theory, vector space homomorphism. In group theory, the one group is interaction with the other group by using homomorphism is called group homomorphism. In between groups, homomorphism is called group homomorphism. So here we define only one binary operation. In group theory, only one binary operation. Here G comma plus G dash comma plus, that is R G dot, any one of the operations plus comma dot. G is a group with respect to addition or with respect to multiplication. So the homomorphism condition is only single condition. Only single condition. The homomorphism in group theory in third semester. So that is defined as G to G dash. Here have only one condition, but here we define only one binary operation. So f of a plus b is equal to f of a plus f of b. That is homomorphism condition. If with respect to dot, a dot b is equal to f of a dot f of b, or here with respect to addition, if binary operation is dot, then the condition is f of a dot b is equal to f of a dot f of b. This is group homomorphism. Group homomorphism. And ring homomorphism in 5th semester, 5th A paper. So a ring homomorphism is defined as F maps R to R dash. Here R comma R dash be two rings. Here G comma G dash be two groups. In a ring we define two binary operations. So those are plus comma dot. So in rings we define two binary operations. So here we have homomorphism conditions are two. Those are with respect to addition and with respect to multiplication. That is f of a plus b is equal to f of a plus f of b. And second condition is that f of a dot b is equal to f of a dot f of b. F maps R to R dash satisfying these two conditions, then it is called ring homomorphism. Here in groups have only one condition, f of a plus b is equal to f of a plus f of b. If G is with respect to multiplication, then condition is we define as f of a dot b is equal to f of a dot f of b. In similar to the vector space homomorphism is also we define as in between vectors, in between vector spaces. In group theory, in between groups. In ring theory, ring homomorphism is in between rings. Now we have vector space homomorphism is in between vector spaces. So definition, we see the definition of vector space homomorphism. Let U of f comma V of f be two vector spaces with respect to the same field f, with respect to the same field f, same field f. Let the mapping f maps, let the function mapping defined by f maps u to v, mapping f maps u to v is called homomorphism, vector space homomorphism or homomorphism from u into v, if the following conditions are satisfied. First one is, here we define f of alpha plus beta is equal to f of alpha plus f of beta, and second condition is that f of alpha into beta is equal to f of a into alpha is equal to a into f of alpha. For alpha comma beta belongs to v and a is belongs to f, Now here we have two operations, those are addition and here multiplication. This addition is vector addition. These two are vectors of v. So this is vector addition. In vector spaces, vector addition is internal composition. So that is addition of vectors is internal composition. Here a into alpha is scalar multiplication with a vector. A is a scalar, it belongs to the field f, and alpha is a vector, this belongs to the vector space v. So a into alpha is a scalar multiplication with a vector, that is scalar multiplication. It is a external composition because here we take a is an element of f and alpha is an element of v. Here we take it as alpha or u here because u is a domain and v is a codomain. If you take any element in f field and alpha is a vector of the vector space v, then a into alpha is called the scalar multiplication. It is belongs to v. We get a scalar into vector, we get vector. So it is belongs to the vector space v. So a into alpha is belongs to v. So it is called the scalar multiplication with a vector. It is external composition because we take one element in f field and one element in vector. So those resulting element dot is belongs to again the vector set v. So it is called external composition. And also we have it is called external composition. Internal composition is, what is internal composition means, if we take any two, let v be the set of vectors, and alpha comma beta belongs to v. We add these two vectors by using addition symbol alpha plus beta. This resulting element is also belongs to v. Then plus is internal composition. Here we take two elements in same set and the resulting element is also belongs to same set. Then the addition is the vector addition. it is called the internal composition. So it is called internal composition, it is called external composition. So in vector space definition, we define two compositions. Those are, one is external composition and other one is internal composition. Internal composition is called addition of vectors and external composition is scalar multiplication. So in this vector space homomorphism is also we define with respect to internal composition and external composition. So internal composition is the addition of vectors. So we take one condition, that is f of alpha plus beta is equal to f of alpha plus f of beta, and other binary operation, that is other composition is scalar multiplication. So that is f of a alpha is equal to a into f of alpha. So in groups have only one single condition, that is group homomorphism. In rings we have two homomorphism conditions because of binary operations are two, addition and multiplication. Here also vector space homomorphism has two compositions, those are internal composition and external composition. So by internal composition we have a condition f of alpha plus beta is equal to f of alpha plus f of beta, and by external composition is f of a alpha is equal to a into f of alpha. Here a is scalar, scalar is belongs to always the field f. Vectors, alpha beta vectors is always belongs to the vector spaces, here u and v. So the u of f and v of f be the two vector spaces, and with respect to the same field f, here u is vector space and v is vector space over the same field f. Let the mapping f maps u to v is called homomorphism from u into v if the following two conditions are satisfied. Those are, first one with respect to the internal composition, that is f of alpha plus beta is equal to f of alpha plus f of beta, and external composition is scalar multiplication. So f of a into alpha is equal to a into f of alpha. So then f is called homomorphism. Homomorphism in between vector spaces, in between vector spaces. So it is vector space homomorphism. This is called vector space homomorphism. Now our topic is linear transformations. So the relation between the vector space has a relation, vector space homomorphism and linear transformation, because here the vector space homomorphism has two conditions. Those are f of alpha plus beta is equal to f of alpha plus f of beta, and f of a alpha is equal to a into f of alpha. If these two conditions are combined, these two properties are combined into a linear property, to the linear transformation. So these two properties combined, then we get a linear property, that is linear transformation. This vector space homomorphism changes to some other form. The vector space homomorphism changes to some other form, that is called linear transformation. Here transformation, that means change, and linear means these two conditions are combined to a single condition. These two conditions are combined to a single condition, that is called linear property. So and transformed. So this is called linear transformation. So now you see the definition of a linear transformation. Before I tell some about vector space homomorphism, that is if this mapping f is onto means every element of codomain has preimage in domain, then we say that u is homomorphic to v. Here f is homomorphism. If it is onto, then u is homomorphic to v, and u is a homomorphic image of, here the f is homomorphic image of homomorphic image of V. Okay, so if U is onto, then U is homomorphic to V, F is homomorphic image of V, and now see the definition. This F is in the vector space homomorphism. If F is 1 1 and onto, then it is called isomorphism. Homomorphism and 1 1 onto, then it is called isomorphism. F is homomorphism, 1 1 and onto, then we call isomorphism. So in vector space homomorphism, that F is 1 1 and onto, then F is called isomorphism. So here F is a mapping from U to V. So then F is isomorphism. If that F is 1 1 onto, then it is called isomorphism. Then we can be written as U is isomorphic to V. Now we see the definition of a linear transformation. The vector space homomorphism conditions are combined to a single condition, that is linear transformation. Definition: let U of F and V of F be two vector spaces over the same field F. Vector spaces over the same field F. Let the function or the mapping T maps U to V is called linear transformation. If it has only one condition, if it is satisfied, then it is called linear transformation. That condition is T of A alpha plus B beta. T of A alpha plus B beta equal to A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. Here A comma B belongs to F and alpha comma beta belongs to the vectors belongs to V. Here F is the field of scalars. So the single condition. Here vector space homomorphism conditions are two. Those are, first one, F of alpha plus beta is equal to F of alpha plus F of beta, and second condition is that F of A alpha is equal to A into F of alpha. Here these two are combined to a single condition. Here vector addition and scalar multiplication. So those are defined as A alpha is a scalar multiplication, this is again vector, and B beta is a again vector. So here addition is a addition of vectors. So A into T of alpha. Here A is scalar. T of alpha is an element of V. Here V is a vector space. So this is a vector. So A into vector plus B into again vector. So T of A alpha plus B beta is A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. Then T is called linear transformation. Here these two conditions combine to a single condition. So that linear property. Single condition means linear property. So linear property and the vector space homomorphism changes to some other form. So that is called transformation. So this is another name is linear transformation. This is linear transformation. Now we see the theorems on linear transformations. First one, zero transformation. Zero transformation. Statement: let U of f and V of f be two vector spaces. Let the mapping T maps V to V. T maps U to V is defined by T of alpha is equal to 0 crown. T of alpha is equal to 0 crown for all alpha belongs to V, and 0 crown is the 0 vector of the vector space V. 0 crown. 0 crown means 0 vector of the vector space V. Here we have two vector spaces U and V. In U vector space has 0 vector is 0 bar. So differently we write the 0 vector of V as 0 crown. We read as 0 crown, we write as 0 bar by cap. So is 0 vector of V. So is called 0 crown. 0 crown. We read as 0 crown. For all alpha belongs to V is defined by T of alpha is equal to 0 crown is linear transformation. Linear transformation. So we have to prove this is linear transformation. Here define the mapping T maps V to V and defined by every element alpha in U has image 0 crown. 0 crown is the 0 vector of the vector space V. So every element is associated to the 0 vector of the vector space V. So we have to prove T is linear transformation. Proof. Given that let U of f and V of f be two vector spaces. Given that U of f and V of f be two vector spaces over the same field F. Over the same field F, and the mapping defined by T maps U to V as T of alpha is equal to 0 crown for all alpha belongs to V. We prove that T is linear transformation. What is the definition of linear transformation? Dear students, what is the definition of a linear transformation? Yeah, the transformation is satisfying the condition is T of A alpha plus B beta is equal to A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. Now we take any two elements in the vector space domain U. Let alpha comma beta is belongs to U and scalars A comma B belongs to F. Here field is a set of scalars. Now T of A alpha plus B beta. Now we have to prove T of A alpha plus B beta is equal to A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. Here alpha beta are the vectors of U. Sorry, here we taken as U only because here domain is U. Domain is U, codomain is V. So first we take two elements in alpha beta, then its images are in codomain V. So here alpha is always belongs to U. Now then its images are defined by, in our hypothesis, every alpha has image 0 crown. So alpha beta also has images are 0 crown. Therefore T of alpha is equal to 0 crown, T of beta is equal to 0 crown. Now T of A alpha plus B beta is equal to, now T of A alpha plus B beta equal to, here alpha beta are the vectors of U. Alpha beta are the vectors of U. Here what is U? U is a vector space. Vector space means the satisfying the conditions are, first of all, V comma plus is abelian group. First of all, V plus is abelian group, and scalar multiplication A alpha belongs to V, and four postulates have, first one A into alpha plus beta is equal to A alpha plus A beta, and A plus B into alpha is equal to A alpha plus B alpha, and AB into alpha is equal to A into B alpha, 1 into alpha is equal to alpha. First one V plus is abelian group, and second one scalar multiplication is closed with respect to scalar multiplication, and about two compositions satisfying the four postulates, those are 4. Then V is a vector space. That is the definition of a vector space. Here U and V are also vector spaces. So we have a single condition for to prove vector space is the necessary and sufficient condition for the subspace W is subset of V is a subspace if and only if A alpha plus B beta is belongs to W. Here one theorem in vector spaces of first unit, that is the necessary and sufficient condition for the W is a subspace of V is that A alpha plus B beta belongs to W. So if any subspace, if you have any subspace, then we take A alpha plus B beta is belongs to W. That means A alpha plus B beta is an element of W. If you have A alpha plus B beta belongs to W, that means that element is belongs to W, then we conclude that W is a subspace of V. By that theorem, here we have to prove, here we have taken as the condition, here U is a vector space. U vector space means we taken as that condition is A alpha plus B beta is also belongs to U. Here alpha beta are the elements of U and A comma B are the elements of the scalar, and U is a vector space. We taken all the four conditions are combined into a single condition, that is A alpha plus B beta belongs to U, then U is vector space. Here A is a vector space, we taken as A alpha plus B beta is belongs to U. So A alpha plus B beta is a element of U. So then its image is equal to the 0 crown, because here T of alpha is equal to 0 crown for any element in U. Therefore T of A alpha plus B beta is equal to, we have 0 crown. Now the right hand side of the linear transformation definition is A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. Here A into T of alpha is 0 crown plus B into T of beta is also 0 crown. So A into 0 crown plus B into 0 crown is equal to 0 crown. So left hand side value and right hand side are both are equal. So therefore T of A alpha plus B beta is equal to A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. Okay, then T is linear transformation. Here we define T of alpha is equal to 0 crown, and we proved that T is linear transformation. So this type of transformation is called zero transformation. So the mapping T maps defined by T of alpha is equal to 0 crown, and it is linear transformation. We have proved that T is linear transformation. So this type of transformation is called zero transformation. Now we see the next theorem about identity operator. About identity operator. What is an identity operator? Now I will explain two definitions. Those are linear operator and linear functional. First of all, we see linear operator. What is linear operator? Let if T maps U to U, here same vector spaces, domain and codomain are same. That is T transforms U into U itself. Then it is called linear operator. Linear operator. Here we define the transformation T maps U to U. Here T is transformation defined by same vector space. Domain and codomain are same vector spaces. So it is called linear operator. And one more definition is that linear functional. That is, if T maps U to F, here F is field of scalars. This is the field of scalars. It is field, it is vector space. Vector space to field define the mapping. That is, T transforms U into F. U into F is called, then it is called linear functional. So here T is mapping defined by U to U. Domain and codomain are same vector space, and then it is called linear operator. And if T maps U to F is called a linear functional. Now we see the theorem on linear operator or identity operator. Linear operator or identity operator. Statement. Let U of F and V of F be two vector spaces. Be two vector spaces with respect to the same field F. Vector spaces with respect to the same field F. The mapping I maps defined by here U to U or V to V. Maps defined by V to V, defined by I of alpha is equal to alpha for all alpha belongs to V, then T is, then I is linear transformation. I is linear transformation. Define linear transformation. Then we write the definition of linear transformation. This is a statement for the identity operator. Now we have to prove this mapping is linear transformation. Then it is called identity operator. Write identity operator. Then we write the definition of this one. Statement of this theorem. Proof. Let here U of F and V of F be the two vector spaces of the same field F, and if the mapping is defined by I maps V to V, defined by I of alpha is equal to alpha for all alpha belongs to V. We prove that I is linear transformation. We prove that I is linear transformation. What is the definition of a transformation? Dear students, the definition of a linear transformation is T of A alpha plus particular condition is T of A alpha plus B beta is equal to A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. So here we take two elements alpha beta in V, and the scalars A comma B belongs to F. Dear student, here linear operator is defined by only one vector space. Here don't write about two vector spaces. Okay. Here you taken as only just let V of F be the vector space. Vector space with respect to the field F. Okay. Dear students, write it correctly. Let V of F be the vector space with respect to the field F. The mapping I maps V to V is defined by I of alpha is equal to alpha for all alpha belongs to V. Now, here V is vector space. V is vector space. That implies it is a vector subspace. So we have a theorem. Let V is vector space and W is subset of V. Then the necessary and sufficient condition for W is a subspace of V. Necessary and sufficient condition for W is subspace of V. Subspace of V is A alpha plus B beta belongs to W. A alpha plus B beta belongs to W. So subspace means itself a vector space. So here V is vector space. We have V satisfied this condition A alpha plus B beta. Here V is, so we taken as A alpha plus B beta belongs to V. Now, here we define by the mapping I of alpha is equal to alpha. So, I of A alpha plus B beta. Because the definition of a linear transformation is T of A alpha plus B beta is equal to A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. So we have to prove that property is true for this transformation. So I of A alpha plus B beta is equal to, here A alpha plus B beta is a vector of V. So every vector of V has image I of alpha is equal to alpha. So here I of A alpha plus B beta has image A alpha plus B beta. A alpha plus B beta. Here alpha beta are also elements of B. So these elements are also have the images are T of alpha is equal to alpha, T of beta is equal to beta, because our mapping is linear. I of alpha is equal to alpha. Now this can be written as A into alpha means I of alpha and beta means I of beta. Then we get I of A alpha plus B beta is equal to here A into I of alpha plus B into I of beta. So the linear transformation property is satisfied. So therefore I is linear transformation. Linear transformation. So this type of transformation is called that is identity operator or linear operator. So here I of alpha is equal to alpha and it is a linear transformation. So it is called identity operator. Next theorem. Basic properties of linear transformations. Basic properties of linear transformations. Statement is that theorem statement, let P of f and V of be two vector spaces, be two vector spaces and T maps U to V. T maps U to V is linear transformation. Linear transformation. Then first condition, T of alpha is equal to T of 0 bar is equal to 0 crown for 0 bar is belongs to U. 0 crown is a 0 vector of V. Here these two are 0 vectors. So dear students, remember that 0 vector is the 0 bar is the 0 vector of the vector space U and 0 crown is the 0 vector of the vector space V. And second condition is that T of minus alpha is equal to minus T of alpha. And third condition is that T of A1 alpha 1 plus A2 alpha 2 plus on so on An alpha n is equal to, here alpha belongs to U, is equal to A1 into T of alpha 1 plus A2 into T of alpha 2 plus on so on An into T of alpha n. Here for all alpha I and alpha 1, alpha 2 and so on alpha n are vectors of U and A1 Ai's, alpha i's and Ai's are belongs to F. Here A1, A2 and so on An are these scalars belongs to F, and these are vectors of U. Now we prove these three conditions. First one, we have to assume that V of F and V of F be two vector spaces, and T maps U to V is linear transformation. So we have to prove, first condition is T of 0 bar is equal to 0 crown. Proof. Given that T maps U to V is linear transformation. Simply I write it linear transformation as L dot T, but read as linear transformation. U to V is a linear transformation, and 0 bar comma 0 crown are the 0 vectors of U and V respectively. Now we have to prove D of 0 bar is equal to 0 crown. We have 0 crown is the 0 vector. So 0 crown, 0 bar plus 0 bar is equal to again 0 bar, because 0 bar is the 0 vector of U. So we add 0 bar, then we get 0 bar. Take on both sides T. Define the mapping to on both sides, then we get T of 0 bar plus 0 bar is equal to T of 0 bar. Now T is a linear transformation. By the definition of a linear transformation, T of A alpha plus B beta is equal to A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. Here we have T of 0 bar plus 0 bar. Here the scalars are multiple of 1 as 1. So 1 into 0 bar plus 1 into 0 bar. Then we write A into, that is 1 into T of 0 bar plus B into, that is 1 into T of 0 bar is equal to, again here we have 0 bar. Now here we add, here 0 bar is the 0 vector of U, that is domain of our mapping T. Then its image T of 0 bar is belongs to the codomain V. So T of 0 bar is belongs to V. So that means T of 0 bar is a vector of V. What is the 0 vector of vector space V? That is 0 crown. 0 crown is a 0 vector of the vector space V. So here we add 0 crown, that is 0 vector of V, to the element T of 0 bar, then we get again T of 0 bar. This is the 0 vector of vector T of 0 bar. So we add this to this vector, then we get again T of 0 bar. So we have T of 0 bar, T of 0 bar on both sides, same value. So here all these vectors are belongs to the vector space V. Here V is vector space, that means V plus is abelian group. So the cancellation laws hold in vector space, that means group. So by cancel T of 0 bar and T of 0 bar, then we get T of 0 bar is equal to 0 crown. So first condition is proved. Now second condition. Now second condition. What is second condition? T of minus alpha is equal to minus of T of alpha. Here T of minus alpha, simply this can be written as minus is minus 1 into alpha. Yes, so then here T is linear transformation. By the definition of linear transformation, T of A alpha plus B beta is equal to A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. Then here we have a is minus 1, b is 0 into some vector. So simply we get minus 1 into t of alpha. So then minus t of alpha. So second condition is also proved. Now third one is defined by t of a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so on an alpha 1. It is the sum of the n vectors. It is called linear combination of the vectors of alpha 1 alpha 2 and so on alpha n. So its t is equal to the a1 into t of alpha 1 plus a2 into t of alpha 2 plus and so on an into t of alpha n. So we have to prove this condition. We take left hand side. Here we prove this condition by mathematical induction. Here we have n values, n vectors. So first we have to prove for n equal to 1. This statement is true for n equal to 1. Similarly n equal to 2. And we have to assume this statement is true for n is equal to k. And then we have to prove that the statement is true for n is equal to k plus 1. Then by mathematical induction we conclude that the statement is true for all n values of natural numbers. So by using mathematical induction, just you have to prove this. For n equal to 1, the statement is true. The statement is that t of our statement is that t of a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so on an alpha n is equal to a1 into t of alpha 1 plus a2 into t of alpha 2 plus and so on an into t of alpha n. This is statement. So for n equal to 1, then we take only a1 alpha 1. Here t is linear transformation. We have t into a1 alpha 1 can be written as a1 into t of alpha 1. So right hand side value is a1 into t of alpha 1. You take in the combination, you take only one vector, then we get the relation is t of a1 alpha 1 is equal to a1 into t of alpha 1. You take only one vector. So I got this result. Here a1 alpha 1 you take for n equal to 1. We have, since where t is linear transformation, then it can be written as a1 into t alpha 1. That means the right hand side value of the statement. Therefore for n equal to 1 is true. Next for n equal to 2, that is we have a1 alpha 1 plus you take two vectors a2 alpha 2, that is equal to, here t is linear transformation, therefore a1 into t of alpha 1 plus a2 into t of alpha 2. So the right hand side of the statement is that for two vectors a1 t of alpha 1 plus a2 into t of alpha 2. So we got the result. So for the statement is true for n equal to 1 comma n equal to 2. We have to assume the statement is true for n equal to, the statement is true for n equal to k, for k values. So then we have for n values statement is that t of a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so on ak alpha k equal to, right hand side value is 1 into t of alpha 1 plus a2 into t of alpha 2 plus and so on ak into t of alpha k. So we prove that for the statement is true for n equal to k plus 1. So we take n equal to k plus 1. For n equal to k plus 1, T of left hand value is a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so on ak alpha k plus ak plus 1 alpha k plus 1 values is equal to the sum of the vectors k plus 1 vectors. So here we take is a sum of two vectors, that is a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so ak alpha k is a one vector and ak plus 1 and into alpha k plus 1 is another vector. It is the sum of the two vectors. Here T is linear transformation. By the definition of a linear transformation, T of A alpha plus B beta is A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. So here we take as 1 into, here 1 is scalar, this is a vector. Here ak plus 1 is a scalar and alpha k plus 1 is a vector. So T of A into alpha plus B into T of beta we can written as T of a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so on ak alpha k plus ak plus 1 into T of alpha k plus 1. But we have T of a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so on ak alpha k is a1 into T of alpha 1 plus a2 into T of alpha 2 and so on ak into T of alpha k. Therefore we can written as here a1 into T of alpha 1 plus a2 into T of alpha 2 plus and so on ak into T of alpha k plus ak plus 1 into T of alpha k plus 1. So this is linear combination of the vectors are T of alpha 1, alpha 2, T of alpha k and so on T of alpha k plus 1. So a1 into with the combination with scalars a1 a2 and so on. So the right hand side value of the statement for k values is the same result. So we got the result for k values. Therefore the statement is true for n equal to k plus 1. So by mathematical induction we have that the statement is true for all values of n. By mathematical induction we conclude that the statement is true and so on an into T of alpha n for all n.